If you were to lay out in advance of an administration, what are the great things that could be achieved that have so far been unachievable for previous administrations? Mideast peace, almost as a cliche, would be at the top of the list. Trump is in Egypt. He has been pushing for not just discussions about this deal now, but also a broader, permanent Mideast peace. He says phase 2 of the peace deal has begun. We have a tremendous amount to look at now, both in celebration and also in look ahead. Here is President Trump. This is cut 10, addressing Israel's Knesset, their legislative body. This is cut 10. Listen to what the president had to say.
We gather on a day of profound joy, of soaring hope, of renewed faith, and above all, a day to give our deepest thanks to the Almighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. After 2 harrowing years in darkness and captivity, 20 courageous hostages are returning to the glorious embrace of their families, and it is glorious. 28 more precious loved ones are coming home at last to rest in this sacred soil for all of time. And after so many years of unceasing war and endless danger, today the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land that is finally at peace, a land and a region that will live, God willing, in peace for all eternity.
Clay, it is just a momentous occasion, a huge day, massive win for the Trump administration, for humanity. For the first time in my lifetime, people are talking about peace in the Middle East as truly achievable after this massive agreement has gone into play.
I think it is one of the greatest days of many great days in the Trump administrations over the past decade. I had so many thoughts as I watched the hostages come back, and I know many of you did as well. I think you can start with the American side, which is they told us for a decade that Trump was Hitler, and now Trump is the most popular politician in the history of America in Israel. Probably a pretty significant sign that is a major, major lie that all of us knew was being told. But I think even for the people who've been lying about that for a decade, it's going to become very difficult to do it going forward. The response that President Trump got in the Knesset was actually better than the response that he got in the State of the Union in the House of Representatives chamber. I think that's significant. And for a big picture take, when we went to Israel in December, producer Ali, Andrew on our team, and me, we got off the planes, Buck. We were some of the only foreigners in Israel, and you saw these hostage placards everywhere in Tel Aviv airport. For the first time in 2 years, they've been taken down. The hostages have come home. We went to Tel Aviv, Hostage Square, they called it, where they had nightly protests to bring back the hostages. I saw videos of pandemonium breaking out as all of the hostages, the 20 remaining hostages that are alive, came back to Israel and met their families. And for all of you out there that are fortunate enough to be parents or grandparents, can you imagine the hell of living with your loved ones, your kids, your grandkids, being held hostage by Hamas for 2 straight years, and then suddenly you get to see them in the flesh back? Now, unfortunately, many of those hostages were killed by Hamas, but for the ones who are still alive, it is a fitting cornerstone to what we hope is a foundation of peace that's being built there. And Buck, on top of everything else, I just look at this and it really does feel like Trump 2.0 is going to be the most transformative presidency of the 21st century by far, and maybe the most transformative presidency since Ronald Reagan for those of us out there who have been alive for the past several generations. Trump is now competing not to me, Buck, in the annals of the American presidency and where he ranks, but in the annals of global uh, politics, whether it's Churchill, whether it's Reagan, people who were seismic historical forces for freedom and good. And for those of us out there who have been Trump supporters, this is a day of validation that our judgment was sound and we picked the right guy to be leading America out of a place of darkness into a place of light. That's kind of my big thoughts as I watched all of this take place this morning, Buck.
If you were to lay out in advance of an administration, what are the great things that could be achieved that have so far been unachievable for previous administrations? Mideast peace, almost as a cliche, would be at the top of the list. You know, oh, Mideast peace. It's so
Yes.
everyone tries, everyone fails. I actually knew someone who had worked in the State Department for decades, and he said the one thing you always have to remember about Middle East peace is everyone tries, meaning every administration tries, and everyone fails. And that was the cynicism that 40 plus years of trying some kind of a deal.
Yes.
I mean, stretching back to the Reagan era and the U.S. intervention in Lebanon. And before that, I mean, I don't even know where you want to start this. Basically, the World War II era, they've been trying to get peace in the Middle East. It's been unachievable. Trump is closer to that goal now than any administration before him.
Israel's been under near constant assault for the past 2 years since the terror attack of October 7, 2023. And today is one of the proudest days that the country of Israel has ever had. And I'm not sure that the relationship between Israel and the United States has ever been stronger. If you watched Trump's speech today, if you saw the extreme popularity for President Trump throughout Israel, that's one of many reasons why we support Israel, support the United States, and why we also support the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. We're not just helping people in need, we're honoring those who helped us establish our spiritual foundation. Discover the top reasons why Christians and Jews all over the world are supporting Israel by visiting ifcj.org. That's ifcj.org. What a powerful, peaceful tribute today has been for all the people in the Holy Land. Go today to ifcj.org and make a difference with your voice and your dollars. ifcj.org.